Back at it again, and I came across this video from the good brother JP Sears. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'm sure like 99% of you guys already are. So for the 1% that isn't, go subscribe to his channel. The guy's he's amazing. I mean, he's almost had I think like 3 million subscribers. So kudos to JP. Congratulations on all the success. But yeah, if y'all know JP, he's a comedian, okay? And when I saw that he had a video like this, I was like, oh yes, I gotta check this out with the fam. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Make sure you guys hit that like button, and if you are not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button and join the family. All right? And with that being said, grab your drink of choice, a snack, kick back and relax, because JP, I guarantee you, is about to make us laugh like crazy. And let's dive in.
Mr. President, may I ask you about inflation? It's weird that you're not even blinking. Blink once if I can ask you about inflation. Strong communicator. I like that. Okay, inflation is at a 40-year high.
Pretty good shape, huh?
No, actually, inflation is like golf. A high score is bad. As a result, many Americans are struggling to put food on the table for their families. They're scared. Inflation is at 8.3%.
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective. Inflation rate month to month was just an inch.
Inflation is measured in percentage points, not inches. Inches are used more for measuring distance. Do you think it's good news that you're not even aware how inflation is measured?
No, I'm not saying it is good news, but it was 8.2 or 8.2 before.
Those are the same number.
We're in a position where for the last several months it hasn't spiked. It is just barely, it's been basically even.
I like how now you're using your hands to measure inflation. It seems more exact, and I think it adds more credibility to your answer. Now, because it's a major concern for many Americans, I'd like to ask you, is the border secure?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But for the record,
Honest.
blink once if we're still not allowed to be honest about that. Got it. Now, in our country, some dangerous extremists have said you lack the mental focus for the job of president. They've even used the term dementia. Now, we know their claims are nothing but misinformation based on racism because they're white and you're white. But just humoring them for a moment, if you were to do a bit of a role play, or an impression, if you will, of a man who does have dementia, and you were responding to their unsubstantiated claims of mental decline, how would that sound?
I haven't, look, I have trouble even mentioning, even saying to myself, my own head, the number of years. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly. I mean, it's just not, I haven't observed anything in terms of, there's not things I don't do now that I did before, whether it's physical or mental or anything else.
Well, that's pretty good. The incomplete
What?
sentences and how each one conveys no complete thought or information, yet each sentence tries to build on the previous incomplete sentence. I'd say it takes a lot of mental focus to put together an impression that good. At times when you're leaving this stage after a speech, most of the time actually, you seem confused as to where to go and what's happening.
Now, I will admit, when I first started seeing Joe do that, I tried to drum up some type of excuse for him, because I have a heart, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, maybe he was just like going over to talk to somebody, or, he thought about going over to shake such and such's hand. But the amount of times that this has happened, the saying, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, don't call it a dog. It's a duck, right? So, I mean, like, he recently just did it I don't even know what they were even talking about. I actually didn't even check out the full interview. I just saw the clip afterwards where he just like wandered off. It looked like he was in like some big conference room or something. If you guys know the interview I'm talking, it was like recent. It was like last week or something. No? Yeah, like last week. So I'm just like, man, the number of times you've done that, like it's clear as day at this point. You know, one or two times, okay, I'll excuse it. We'll let it fly, right? But I mean, come on.
And in those moments when it finally occurs to you again, oh, I'm the president, what goes through your mind?
It finally occurs to him again.
How that could possibly happen. How anyone could be that irresponsible.
Oh. Ooh.
And it just
Great point.
totally irresponsible.
That's also what goes through the minds of most Americans in those moments. Now, Mr. President, if you theoretically wanted to start World War III, principally between the US and China, how would you answer the following question? If China were to invade Taiwan, would the US defend Taiwan?
Yes.
Yeah, that would probably do it. Let's just hope no one ever asks you that and you say that for real. Do you still have voluntary bowel control?
No.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. And it makes me curious, if you're ever warned when someone's going to be taking you out of the house, do you ever try to go poopy on the toilet ahead of time?
No. Not ahead of time.
Fair enough. In your daughter Ashley's diary that she wrote, she indicates that you showered with her at inappropriate ages. And she goes on to say that she thinks she may have been by you. What's your response to the naysayers who think you shouldn't have your own daughter?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Stop the presses. Wait a minute. Is that true? Now, I knew the whole shower thing, you know, but I never like looked too deeply into it. I mean, that's weird. I really don't want to look, you know what I mean, too deeply into that entire situation. But the rest of that, really? Somebody tell me JP is just joking with that. Please, 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 please.
Watch me.
And in those moments when you were looking at her nude body in a way that she says made her feel uncomfortable, what did you say to your daughter?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's happening.
Very comforting fatherly words, if I may say so. And did you sniff her?
Yes.
Some people speculate that you may have done the old weaponize the FBI routine and use them to confiscate Epstein's little black book. Mr. President, do you know where Epstein's client list is?
I got that.
You do? Well, will you be turning it over?
You know, that's also interesting how the media just went totally silent on that situation. Really, really interesting. That book is long gone. I guarantee you that. If there was an actual book, you know, that was written down, that book is long gone. It's burned to a crisp. I mean, it's nothing but dust at this point. So yeah, you ain't ever finding that. There's no copies of it. There's no photos, nothing. It is gone. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. If that truly exists or existed, let's be real. Nah, not happening. Not happening.
Over to law enforcement so justice can be served?
No.
Oh, good. I can see how it's better this way. But what would you say to someone who has another copy of Epstein's client list and was thinking about turning it over to law enforcement?
Don't.
That's good advice. Oh, and pro tip.
Hold on, somebody else has a copy? Let me know in the comment section. I might like to get an interview in. Anonymously, of course.
Probably don't let Hunter take a turn washing over that thing, otherwise the cleanup work on that could be a pretty heavy lift. Mr. President, in closing, you've sold your soul to corporate interests, pharmaceutical companies, and the deep state long ago. But what would you say to a young person who's thinking about acting on the same temptation?
Pain. And it's just so unnecessary. So wrong.
I think young people can learn a lot from that. And thank you for all of this, Mr. President. This has been very enlightening from all the American people on the half of the country that you don't hate. We wish you well in what is sure to be a very strong re-election campaign. Do I need to drop you off anywhere?
Old age home.
I'll have them pull my
Do I need to drop you off anywhere? Old age home? Oh man. Wow. So yeah, I'm leaving that video with 1,000,001 different questions that I need some answers to. Is there a copy of that book? Is the book actually real? Has anyone caught a glimpse of the book? Why has the media gone silent about it, the book? You know, honestly, I completely forgot about the whole situation, to be completely honest, right? Because mainstream media just doesn't say anything about it. I mean, it just hasn't been out there more recently. So yeah, that drums up a lot of questions, 1,000,001 questions. But then also, what was the situation with the daughter? I kind of want to know, but then again, I don't want to know. But like, hearing about that makes me want to know, because I'm like curious now, like, whoa, wait a minute. I mean, I knew about the showers and I didn't want to look too deeply into that, but then she mentioned some other, man, things have gotten completely out of hand. I don't know what's going on in this crazy world these days, you know? Sheesh, man. Wow. But again, shout out to JP, of course, with his fantastic comedy. JP just has this fantastic way of delivering his comedy in such a, what's the word I'm trying to think of? He does it in a way that stays within any guidelines, right? So platforms can't really, take him off, right? He plays the line very, very well, but still manages to get the funniest jokes off possible. Because I am positive, there are some lefties folks that hate JP, absolutely hate his guts, and would love to have this guy off of the internet, right? But he doesn't violate any terms of service. He does it so perfectly. It's masterful. It's masterful. So make sure you guys go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Like I said earlier, original link is down below. And let me know what y'all thought about this one. All right. Hope you got a good laugh out of this one like I did. And please answer those questions for me. All right. Peace and love. I'm out.